Hello, action figure therapy fans and other people who are probably watching this video on their phone while on the toilet. This is AFT News, Everyone's a Moron edition, which could pretty much be the name of every edition, but let's do this anyway. First up, actor Robert Downey Jr.'s son, Indio, was recently arrested for cocaine possession at a 2 a.m. traffic stop in Hollywood. Spoiler alert, Iron Man. Name your son Indio, and it pretty much guarantees he'll be arrested for drug possession before he wins any type of major awards or gets accepted to astronaut college. My advice? Move to Iowa and have him legally change his name to Brian if you want him to have any chance of turning out normal or at least drug-free someday. In other children of fucked up people news, North Korea's step-stooling his way to 5'3" despot, Kim Jong-un, says that it will be all-out war with the U.S. if the new Seth Rogen, James Franco movie, The Interview, makes it into theaters. Which is kind of funny when you think about it, considering the end of civilization as we know it could be started by the two idiots who made Pineapple Express. In related news, it won't be, because KJU is a tiny, spineless, picked on the short bus blowhard, and everybody knows it. In a totally unrelated and much more near and dear to my heart story, a Marine is planning to walk across every country on the planet to help combat PTSD. Or to cover up the fact that he really can't stand being at home with his wife, and if he has to watch one more episode of that True Blood show where two dude vampires make out for 20 minutes, he's gonna brain someone with a fucking crowbar. Or to help combat PTSD. In other news that couldn't be further from my fucking heart or I could give a shit about less, the World Cup as we know it is now over because the United States has lost to Belgium. And that dude who bit that other dude in the head has apologized and swears he'll never bite another player as long as he lives. Which also means I will never ever watch another soccer game as long as I live, because really, what's there left to hope for now? And speaking of giant pussies, a United States foreign exchange student got himself stuck in a vagina sculpture last week in Germany. And they say our students don't lead the world in anything anymore. Well, you can take that along with your math and your science and shove it up your butt. Because the USA is #1 in kids who travel abroad and get themselves stuck in oversized marble genitalia. So take that, Japan and Sweden. And finally, speaking of erotic fantasies come true, a sex museum in New York City has opened a bounce house made up entirely of huge latex boobies. So if you're trying to get in touch with Jungle this weekend, you're probably gonna have to swing by the Big Apple and pick them up. And be sure to bring bail money, because odds around HQ right now are 70-1 that that idiot ends up getting arrested for indecent exposure while trying to glaze those things with his quote-unquote taint brush, as he's been calling it this week. That does it for this episode of AFT News. If you've got a stupid news story or even stupider website you'd like us to cover, tweet the URL to us here. If we feature your tweet in a video, you'll get some type of free AFT bullshit. Problem solved, problem staying solved. Rangers lead the way.